Hi, as you can see, this is a Piaggio X8, or this is actually from an X Evo 125. It's a very similar unit to the X8, if not the same. And it's used across the Vespa range and other models, I think. So if you're looking at the 200s and the 250s, 400s, I think the mounting for the engine is just the same. Now these are what they call silent blocks. They fit inside here, and they work as part of the main suspension system. So if your bike is rocking from side to side when it's on its stand, and you can feel it literally moving quite a distance each way, it's because these have gone. Generally it's this side which goes first. This fella on this side goes first, and then this one follows a little bit later. As I think the most pressure is on this side. So, but in any case, they have to come out, they have to be replaced. But there are no videos that I've seen how to get these out. Now, when you normally do this job, you stick some kind of bar down here, you lock it off, put something on the back so that you've got something to push it out. And it only goes in one direction. It'll only come out this way, because inside here, you can see slightly, just about, maybe on this side's easier. Let me get in tighter here. This hole here, sorry about the focusing a little bit, they can't come back out this way, they can only go out that way. So it's a one-way journey. Now the trouble is, when you try to push these out, what tends to happen is, if you look at this here, this is an original item here, and this is the one which is obviously faulty. And as you can see, the rubber has just disintegrated from the housing. It's just fallen apart, and this is how they generally go after quite a few miles. So when you try to push this through, you will find that the rubber will pull out from the center, leaving the casing. And this is the casing which would normally be sitting in here. Let me get it in the right way around. So you can see the casing would sit in there like that. Now once that has pulled this out from the center, you're left with this, which is really stuck hard against the casing here. They're driven in quite tightly, they're real tight fit. So there's only one way I found I could get these out. You can't get a puller in there, you can't do anything like that. So you have to literally just go for breaking this casing up somehow. What I did was, eventually I got the saw and I went through here like this, wrong way up, but I went like this, and I cut through the whole thing. After I'd done that, I managed to get a little screwdriver. As you can see here, I managed to get a little screwdriver blade in, just hammered it in gently till I could bend this up, and you can see now what it's like. You can see where the blade has gone in. It's just kinked it up enough, reduced its overall size, and then it will pull out. But that's the only way you're going to get those out. Now when you do that, of course, you're going to end up with cut marks on this casing, because there's a lip inside here. You're going to have to cut those, unfortunately, when you go through with your saw. You can imagine what I'm talking about. You're going through with your saw, you're going to come through the lower part of this casing here. That's not too bad. Don't make too many cuts. One or two only, a few millimeters apart, and just cut it so that you can get through to the casing, or nearly to the casing, to weaken it. Then get your blade in, and then you can hammer it in gently down the entrance of that hole. You can bend it up and it should come out quite well. That's the only way you're going to do that. And do bear in mind that when this goes in, or when it comes out even, the hole back here is not the same size as the front face. So if you try to push against this, you're pushing actually against the aluminium body. You have to find something small enough, and in this case I used the old center part from the other side, because it had literally fallen out the other side completely, and I pushed it through with that, and that just goes through the hole at the back there. So that's the sort of size you're dealing with. So in some videos they say, oh, put a socket on the back of this and push it through. You can't. You need to push something through. At least that way it will break out the rubber separating these two parts here. After that, it's just a nightmare to get this little devil out. But persist, do it quietly, do it Do it methodically, that's the way to go about it. No big smashing it with hammers, no need to heat it up, no need to do anything crazy. Just keep cutting it quietly until you get it to a weak point. As you can see, I actually haven't gone all the way through this. I've got close to it, but I haven't gone through it. But it was enough for me to get a screwdriver in once it was weak, bend it up and pull it out with a pair of pliers. So there you go. I hope it helps you, but yeah, not a very nice job. I'll see if I can get another video up of how to reinsert these. I'm guessing what I'm going to do is put this in the freezer overnight so that it's nice and cold. Maybe it shrinks it down just a tiny little bit more, and then really the reverse of what we've already done, which is just pushing it out, pushing it back in again. That should be hopefully the order of the day, and then we can reassemble the thing, and we'll have no more rocking of our scooter. Keep in mind, if that is rocking, and I'll show you a link to another video of what that looks like and how it's connected. Somebody else has kindly put another video up which shows you the symptoms. If you have a look at that, you'll understand how this video works with that video and how these two parts actually operate. So good luck. It's not an easy job. You won't be able to do it unless you take the engine out, but then again, that's not such a big job either. It took me probably about 40 minutes to take the engine out, so not a big job, and you can manhandle the engine on your own. It's quite simple. Okay, so good. I hope you get it done well. Cheers.